So you're looking to get some Disney games for your Super Nintendo collection.
I mean, young me would have said no, that's a bad idea, but Disney games are definitely worth having on the Super Nintendo.
So just like most of our other videos, we put a list together of some Super Nintendo Disney games. We are going to be going over those games as well as the pricing for them. And just to give a heads up on some of these games coming up, we haven't necessarily played a lot about them, but kind of our deal is we bring them up to you, tell you what the price is, and if you're a collector, you can decide whether it's going to hit your collection or not.
Yeah, because some of the people watching these videos probably know about these games, so we're going to be a little taste of what they're about, and then the pricing is the biggest thing. I mean, we do this, we understand that these prices fluctuate, and we may have to do these again in a year's time, but that's okay, right? Like, that's just something we may have to do. And we're going to start out with The Great Circus Mystery, starring Mickey and Minnie. Now, this one is kind of rudimentary when it comes to some of the early games. It does have some co-op options, like you can play with Mickey and Minnie. And there's just some more variety because they're using like the vacuum cleaners and they're doing a little bit of other things. It's not quite like some of the future games that we're going to talk about where it's just Mickey or whatever. But like there is some variety, great for your kids, stuff like that. And I would imagine it's not like too crazy as far as price goes.
Yeah, it's $35 to $40 to take this home.
It's not bad. You'll get your money's worth at that price point, I think.
I mean, on a co-op game too, where whether it's you playing with your partner or playing with one of your kids, you'll have a good time, especially at that price point.
Yeah, with like they're ziplining down, and it's got nice graphics and everything, nice pixel art and everything. Speaking of nice, the way the game looks, nice presentation. Mickey Mania is the second game we're going to talk about, and this probably has some of the best artwork on the Super Nintendo. I know that's kind of a tall order, but like it really does look really, really nice. It plays not quite as well as Circus Mystery, but like it looks really good, and it looks almost as well as its presentation. Like, you know, remember the presentation? Yeah. Like it looks really good.
It does.
But like it is a nice game, and they really take advantage of the Super Nintendo hardware. It's worth playing too.
And it's a little bit of a blast from the past. It takes you to other scenes in Mickey Mouse history.
Like even Steamboat Willie.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool just because it takes you back a little bit.
Yeah, there are two previous cartoons and whatever, right? So,
and that one the price is $30 on that one.
Solid.
Yeah,
that's really solid.
Not so bad.
No.
Next one, we have a game that probably you've played, or at the very least you've heard of, and that's Lion King. And I mean, I
remember how hard it was.
Yeah, that was a tough game. Like, connecting onto the tails and just doing all the jumping.
It's like these perfect jumps you need to make to swing between the. I remember that. With the monkeys.
A fun game, a hard game, but you know it's got a decent soundtrack and it's visually a pretty game as well. So
very nice.
You know, $20 to $25. Definitely pick that one up. It is a fun one.
That's pretty good. Yeah. For $25, definitely worth it.
And then the last one we have Maui Mallard in Cold Shadow.
Nice.
Yeah, and that one you play as Donald Duck, and you're kind of ripping through the levels, going between him as a ninja and
like it's his alter ego. Right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
He's Maui Mallard, but he turns into Cold Shadow, and it's like this. So it's weird. I know people have talked about it. It's like Donald Duck portraying a character who turns into another character, which is, again, I totally forgot about that because it probably looks better than Mickey Mania.
Yeah,
like as far as how it looks,
it's a cool game, and it plays pretty well. Like the controls are all right, and the camera angles are a little bit quick, but you know what? It is a fun game, and it does look beautiful, and it's $50 to $60.
Pricey.
Yeah,
pricey,
a little bit pricier.
That's kind of been the norm for Super Nintendo stuff, and like, you know what? A lot of these games for collectors and stuff, that may be the route you want to take, and that's the route I take, and that's fine. But it's a major hobby of mine, right? So if you're looking for that nostalgia or you remember this game from when you were a child, emulators are still a great option. And emulators are far more accessible than they used to be. We never talk about this because it's not really something that we do. It's not part of our shtick. Like, we want to talk about the pricing and stuff like that. But like, the emulators, there's prices on emulators, like the handheld emulators and stuff like that. It's still a thing that is becoming more and more popular, right? So...
And yeah, in the end of the day, it's, you know, if you want to collect, we're just helping you have the tools to decide how big you want your collection to be.
Or what you want to consist of.
Yeah. So if you like this video, check out our other Super Nintendo videos, or we have videos on tons of different consoles, and like and subscribe.
Betcha.